fall short of success, or, I'd always hit Success Club in November, but it was just this unauthentic way of growing a business. So guess what my team started doing? Not making Success Club a priority, or doing the same thing as me. And it becomes so unfun when this business is unorganic, unauthentic. So you need to be the coach you crave to be. And it's not going to, and if you're somebody who's like rebuilding your team or renovating your team right now, or you feel like you just can't gain momentum in your team, and maybe this doesn't even, pertain to you at all, but I'm speaking to somebody who feels like they truly need to step up their leadership. You have to take a hard look at yourself, and you have to ask yourself, am I being authentic, and am I treating this like a business? And you have to just gain responsibility for it. Look in the mirror and ask yourself, am I being the coach that I crave to have? And if you are, good, keep being it. Don't expect you to get 10 leaders your first month. Don't expect 15 girls to hit Success Club the first month or the second month. But I promise you, if you consistently show up and you consistently be your dream coach, they are coming, they are watching, and it's just a matter of time before your trust has set into them enough that they're ready to dive in. All right, Q&A. If you want to do that. I don't know how long your team calls are.
No, that's good. Seriously, so good. Does anybody have any specific questions for Ashley? Because that was awesome. And I just think that it's good for all of us to see that, I don't know, I love that last question about be who we want on our team. I always used to, I haven't asked myself that in a minute, but am I the type of coach I want on my team? They're coming. No questions, you guys. Let me see if there's any above here. Ashley, what? Because I know you were kind of like saying, do you want me to talk on mindset, or do you want me to talk on social media? Obviously you do most of your stuff on Instagram, right? Is there any specific, I feel like there's so much Instagram training. Is there anything specific that you've done maybe to switch things up that have worked well for you, especially kind of how Instagram's kind of changed a little bit?
Yeah. One thing that I decided to do, because Instagram was changing very rapidly, I decided to sit back and take a good hard look at all of the successful coaches on my team, what they're doing, and other successful coaches in the network. And I noticed they were doing three things. They were full of passion, they were entertaining people, and they were giving away free value. And so I want, I always have my, after like making this realization and doing that, like debunking on Instagram, I sat back and I made my team just make a laundry list of everything that makes them them. And I said, and I told them, okay, now these things that you wrote down about you, every little attribute about you, I want you to speak passionately about. I want you to add value to it, and I want you to entertain people with it. So like, for instance, with my dogs, like I'm consistently entertaining them because they are the cutest things on earth, and people literally show up for them. And then I'm adding value in a sense that like I share their dog food. I share things about the vet. I share like where I get, their sweaters and their dog, like their, leashes and stuff like that. And then taking that one step further, the entertainment value and then the passion, just being like so in love with them and just being being a light. And obviously my dogs are one thing, but if I'm passionate about that and I'm just a person that radiates toward this passion, I take that one step further into my health and wellness, take that one step further into my relationships with my team, into this relationship with Tyler. Because I do associate so much passion and light to everything else, my relationship with Tyler is incredible because you start to grow into this person. And don't be afraid to just share that light. But passion speaks more than anything. You want to know how to sell a challenge pack? Fall in love with your journey and share how passionate you are about your journey.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's so true. What's your favorite PD book or podcast? I don't know what you listen to more. I know it's just like a question that
I'm glad. I got out of it for a long time. I will tell you, reflection is like the biggest thing for me. But I'm listening right now to the Judgment Detox, and I taught myself everything that I know on YouTube. I never went through a coach training. I never got mentored. by my upline coach. My upline coach doesn't work the business anymore. But I taught myself everything that I know from Melanie Mitro, Bonnie Engel, and Lindsay Matway on YouTube. So I always have my girls, if you don't know the question, go to YouTube. If you're bored, go to YouTube. If you need to be inspired, go to YouTube. Of course, Rachel Hollis. I love Rachel Hollis. I love Sean T's. T is for transformation. I love I use the 5-minute journal again. Gabby Bernstein, anything. But I will tell you that I'm not the best when it comes to personal development, and that is one of my weaknesses. And in 2019, that's going to be the thing I lean into for sure.
Okay, that's awesome. I love that you admit that, because I feel like so many times people just act like they're like, oh my gosh, I just am in love with personal development, but maybe they're not actually doing it. So I love that you're honest about it. But you're still doing reflection and things to grow as a person. Okay, so Danae, what's your advice to a hustler that is starting to get discouraged because of not seeing desired results after putting in so much time and heart?
They're coming. It took me 2 years to finally figure out who my tribe is. And you know what? You can't determine your success in this business based on income or points. You just can't. Like, it's the hardest thing to truly understand, but you can't determine your success by points and numbers. You have to determine it by how you feel going to bed every single night. And if you are lifting yourself and you feel like you're adding value and inspiring people and getting through to people, that's how you need to determine your success. And I promise you, if you do that, you're going to go places. And every single day you're going to add a little pebble in your pile. One day, like, I swear, I just turned around and I'm like, where the hell did all these people come from? Because you focus so deeply on yourself, it just overflows into other people's cups. But Danae, keep pushing. And frustration shows through, so you can't be that. People are watching you and people are ready to jump in. You just have to keep it up. And you might really want to focus from this, like, maybe, self-reflection. Am I inviting them to watch me, or am I inviting them to join me? And I would really basically debunk your social media and say, what do I need more of? Do I need more public invites? Do I need more like actual sharing my story, sharing my journey, putting them in my shoes type situation?
I actually heard Amy Silverman, I can't remember, a couple of years ago, she said, I heard her quote saying, don't quit before the miracle happens. And I think that's so true. So many people quit when they're frustrated and they feel exhausted and maybe they're not like there, and then they quit. But really on the other side of that was like where they really took off. So yeah, I love that. Michaela, as far as getting out of your stuck diamond phase, what flipped the switch for you in recruiting and building your team?
It's so hard to look back at that. I feel like for me, I just needed one leader to pop. I just needed to get one leader there. And like I said, I was such a coddler. Like, I would just like nurse these people, and I just literally like had to stop nursing them and get them to do it on their own. And then I had one diamond hit, and she said this year we had 25 diamonds hit on Team Elevate, because once one does and they see their true potential, and it's a matter of sitting back and just saying, this is you. I'm going to create the tools to give it to you, but as a coach, I can't drag you along. And so, first things first, business builders who want this business, hand over, delegate leadership roles, allow them to have a voice in your social and in your pages, allow them to spread their wings and go off and, create their own pages, create their own team calls, because as soon as they get one leader of their own, it's kind of sad sometimes that they kind of go off on their own. I'm like, but come back to me. But you go off on their own and let them flourish. So handing over leadership roles.
Yes. Okay. So Carrie asked, when team building, do you have more success recruiting coaches from the beginning or transitioning challengers or discount coaches? So she said I have a bunch of discount coaches that she sees potential in and need to stop projecting my goals onto them.
So before really this month, I never really invited to the coaching journey. I got started in a challenge group, so I feel like that's where a lot of my people have success. The majority of my rockstar coaches do come out of challenge groups, but always have a coach sneak peek and always have a kick-ass coach sneak peek for them to fall into, because you never want to or get them on the phone. But if you have a kick butt coach sneak peek for them to trickle into every single month, now you have this area, you have this like safe place where you can just share your passion like wildfire. But host this coach sneak peek, publicly post about this coach sneak peek, making sure that you are consistently growing your following on social media so that you have more eyes watching you. But then with your challengers, almost like creating a challenge group that cultivates like this coach feel, like maybe even handing over leadership roles to them, doing incentives, like really showing what this coaching journey is all about and not just having it be this robotic challenge group, but get them excited to be a coach.
Yeah. And I think it's good for them to see that, like, that it's not just you actually have a team and helping them be a part of it. So any other questions, or we can let Ashley go to bed?
Thank you guys so much.
No, thank you. That was super awesome. One more. Do you have a training you recommend to help get eyes on your stuff? I'm assuming it's through Instagram.
So I think I might have done one. If you go on my YouTube, I have like a ton of training videos, but if you search growing your social media, or you can search Captivate, I train my girls to use the app Captivate. Now things are getting so crazy with Instagram. So let's put apps aside. Captivate basically just you grow it on your own through an app, but let's put apps aside. And I would say, so let's say for instance, you have a profile that you really love. I always use Jessie James Decker because Jessie James Decker is one of my favorite people. So I'll always go to her social media. Don't steal Jessie, she's mine. So I'll go to Jessie James Decker and I will look at a post that like is like similar to my tribe, so like a fashion post, or a makeup post, or maybe even like a mom post, because I'm starting to get into that like area of my life. I can I start to attract moms. Then I will just start following a ton of people who, based on their little profile image, look like they would be a part of Team Elevate, and I'll just follow a ton of them. Now my goal is that I can get all of them to follow me back. Not all of them follow me back, but I want them, the first time they come to my social media, to be pulled in by all of the different things that make Ashley, not just my fitness. My fitness doesn't make me me. I'm not hiding behind Beachbody. There are all of these things that make me me. And so you're now giving them the opportunity to fall in love with every single one of your target market activities. Remember that laundry list I said that I had my coaches make? Like sharing about those consistent things, because I know that people who love Jessie James Decker might come to my profile and see my fashion, or maybe they really like dogs, or maybe they really like makeup, or nutrition, stuff like that. And so I get to pull them in that way. But if you're just one singular thing and you're hiding behind Beachbody, it's going to be really hard for you to gain followers.
Yes, a little tough love there, because it's true. Like, I don't even follow people that are only fitness, even if they like have an awesome body. Like, I don't really need that. We need all these other fun things.
Right.
Okay, so no other questions. Seriously, thank you so much. Appreciate it. And so Ashley told her story at leadership, and after I told her, I'm like, after that, I like started following her. So I was like, she's seriously so cute. I love her.
Oh, thank you.
And so I started following her, and then we became friends. So
yay, thank you guys so much for having me.
Thank you. Have a good night, you guys.